little bright, so I just decided to do like a walking, talking live stream because I left a little bit later than I should have. I should have left at 6:16, and I left at 6:29. And I'm like, usually I'm like really good on like watching the clock, and I feel like lately, like all I have to do is watch the clock and have extreme like time planning, like boom. Especially Friday, it gets harder and harder because like Friday is a really hard day for me because I just like have to really be boom, boom, boom precise on getting to where I'm going. And like, I think, yeah, it's just, I kind of thrive off that though, honestly. Like, I think I like being really busy, and I kind of know that about myself. Like, I'm not like super chill. Like some people are like, you need to relax. But to me, I can relax after I've accomplished something. So I kind of thrive off that intense boom, having to have a pre-planned schedule. So this is just something I'm going to comment on, is why is it that people are like not early anymore in a lot of settings? Like, okay, I don't really understand like when this became a thing, because like with the Swiss, like the Swiss and the Germans and I think in some other cultures, being early is actually considered like good. And actually in the business world too, because I've heard a lot of people say like when businesses are hiring a freelancer or a photographer, or if a photographer is working with somebody, they want people that are on time. Like being punctual is really important. But I've just noticed lately, okay, like a lot of people like are just late all the time. And I mean, I don't know, like it's like a new thing, I guess, like just not being early. I don't get that, just being very casual. And I know in some cultural settings, like if it's a party or something, there's this whole idea that you can arrive a little bit later, but I still think in general you should be on time. Like I don't really understand, like people don't really look at the clock and they don't like keep track of their time. I mean, yeah, I should have, but today, like I always get really hard on myself if I don't like leave at a certain time, and I'm like, oh, I should have left at that time. But I don't get it. Like a lot of other people, they're just so much more relaxed. Like they're not worried about getting somewhere on time or doing certain things on time. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I think it's actually something that, I don't know, like Americans could work on maybe. Yeah, anyway, also too, like in general, I think one thing I'm going to work on is being more assertive. Like I need to be more assertive in a lot of situations. Like I'm pretty assertive, but I'm kind of looking at being like just much more assertive about what I think, because a lot of people, they don't hold back. They say what they think and they don't think about your feelings. They're not empathetic. Like I think a little bit of empathy, like I think being a little bit empathetic in how you address something is very crucial, but a lot of people aren't. They're very worried about, I'm not saying that they're tactless, but a lot of people just are very like, they're kind of just too blunt, and being blunt's kind of prized in society in a way. So I realized I have to be more assertive about what I think. And sometimes people don't like that, and sometimes people don't agree, but sometimes you just have to be assertive and you have to say what you think in a certain situation, and they might not agree with you and that might not be their worldview, but you just kind of have to assert yourself. And for me, I always kind of demurred in the past. I wasn't super assertive, but I'm finding now I do need to be more assertive. Like if I think something, I'm just gonna say it, because look, like nobody has to treat me like a little flower or something. But honestly, people have always been pretty blunt and honest with me because they know I can take it and I can handle it. But yeah, I don't know why I always demur and I don't tell people specifically, but lately I've just been more kind of open about what I think. Like if I think something or I don't agree with something, I've been saying that. But if it gets to a point that other people are like, well, no, it's actually this way, I'm like, okay, you're right. I will just dial it back. They might not be upset about it, but their truth is definitely not my truth. So, like, it can be stylistic differences. It can be a lot of things. And I just think if you have stylistic differences with someone, that's their truth, and they can worry about it, but there's things that they could work on too. And I never push anything on anyone. But yeah, I just think, I know that I have like this empathetic way of kind of connecting with people. Like, I know that's where my strong suit is, but in general in society, a lot of people, they don't really do that. They don't feel like they have to. And yeah, that's okay. Like, sometimes I just see something and I guess I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm still gonna say it. And that's the thing. I have to speak the truth as I see it. They might have a different viewpoint, but you kind of just have to be more assertive in this modern life, or any life, I guess. Those are my thoughts about that. So sometimes you just have to be more assertive about things, and you have to say what you think. And yeah, I don't have the answer to everything, but that's my answer to that. You need to be more assertive. You need to say what you think, because society, people in general, they're just very blunt to the point, and they say what they think too. And yeah, so I'll say what I think, but I always kind of like, if someone doesn't agree with me, I dial it way back, and I'm just like, okay, that's your truth, but it's not my truth. It may be your truth, but it's not mine, and that's all. And honestly, I don't worry too much about these things, because I'm just like, I kind of think too, hey, if I don't think about something and I just get on with my day like other people, maybe I have more time too. So, because that's kind of how I'm thinking too, is like, pick and choose your battles. And I think sometimes I get too like engrossed in something that isn't even worth my time of day. I'm just like, nope, that's not worth my time of day. So say your piece, and if people don't agree with it, that's okay. You said your piece, right? That's all you have to do. So that's what I'm thinking about, like, with just being more assertive. It is something I'm definitely working on, because like I said, people don't always have tact, and sometimes they're just very blunt to the point what they think, and that's just how people roll. It's not how I roll. Honestly, like, if I could live in the ideal world, I like people that are a little bit more gentle in how they say things. Am I more of a gentle person? Absolutely. That's just who I am. But that's kind of like the environment I grew up in. You can be strong in different ways, but more gentle. I don't know, like, I just like that sort of thing, and that's what I will continue to promote. Like, I think, like, if you could be the best at something, like, you could be really good at something, but if you're showing people how to do something and somebody's not good at it, and you're sadistic and you're just putting them down, that's not good. I'm sorry. There are some people in this world that might be in positions of power and authority, but if all they do is put someone down, they have a problem, okay? And I'm not going to sit there and pretend like, oh, that's okay, because I'm not saying everybody's the best at everything, but comparatively, there is a way to just let people be themselves without, like, smashing them and putting them down. And it's very indicative of people's mental health in positions of authorities, parents, teachers, whatnot, if they berate somebody. I guess I'm just really lucky, because honestly, I love my mom so much. I had a really good mom. I had really good teachers when I was young. I'm not saying all were the best. I had some weird ones too. But yeah, I had people that were mentally healthy that didn't, like, stigmatize people for things. And I just have a problem with that. I do. And there is something, I don't care what era you're in, there's always been sadistic people. And I don't like sadists. And if you're a sadist, I'm going to say, yeah, that's not right. And yes, we get everybody has a different level of things, but how you handle it is very telling. And it doesn't make me think at the end of the day that these are well-adjusted and good people if they put someone down for how they do something, or they berate somebody for how they do something, you know. So that's just my take on it. I think we should address the sadist and say, hey, it's not okay. And yeah, maybe some people struggle with certain things and then they're really good at other things, but that's my point on that. And yeah, as for live streams, I want to do more. Like, I want to cook and clean, but my whole time is like, I don't know how I get everything done that I do. Really, I feel like I push myself a little too much, and I'm thinking, I get off on it. Like, I kind of like being busy, but I don't think most people could do what I do. I just don't think they could coordinate their time the way that I do. Like, when I still do some YouTube, and then I work, and I do this, and I don't think most people would be able to handle that level of, like, busyness, but I kind of like it. So I'm still going to make YouTube videos. I've just been away. I haven't really been live streaming as much. I posted a few things on TikTok, but I still don't really get TikTok completely because it's just too short format, and I don't get much engagement there. Like, there isn't much. I mean, I guess what you could do on there is talk to the camera a little bit more, and I've thought about that, but a lot of it's just short video format, and I'm just like, I still like YouTube for live streaming. It's much better, in my opinion, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, that's been that. Like, I actually feel not tired though this week. Like, usually by the time Saturday hits, I feel tired, but today, I don't know. I think it's just because I've adjusted to the intensity of all the things I do. I've like adjusted over the last several months, and I'm like, oh, I'm there. Like, I feel really kind of more energized, and I'm generally healthy, but you know, I'm going to try and meal prep again this week. And I feel like when I do have days off, I get kind of intense about things I plan. And then I went out on Sunday, so that kind of took time away from things I could have done around the house. So yeah, I like being busy, and at the end of the day, it's actually a really good thing for me, and I really enjoy it. But I just wanted to check in and do a little live stream and see how you guys are doing, and have a nice day. Bye.